Hello and welcome to this video. My name is David Thorne, and in this video we're going to be talking about how to create a database using MySQL, specifically how to create a database using PHPMyAdmin, and then also using then in Visual Studio Code using pure SQL, using a query here basically. And then the final option, the final option is creating it using a MySQL client purely on the command line here. So without any further ado, let's get started. And the most easiest way to do it, and I'm sure the most of you are going to do it this way initially if you're new to PHP, is doing it through PHPMyAdmin. So if you're on the home page on here and you are a root user, right? And for this example, I'm just going to assume you are the root user, okay? And you come onto the databases here, and I am going to select, and I'm not going to tell you why because it's another video completely. I'm going to take here Unicode, this one here, all right, as my database choice. You could and the database we're going to call it is then WordPress underscore dev1, just as a good excuse, because I'm sure a lot of you are going to need to be able to create at least a database for a WordPress installation, and after you've done that you don't have to do anything else anymore. All right, so because we're going to create a few other databases, I'm going to just put a 1 on the end of it. All right, anyway, let's press create, and that is it, literally done. Your WordPress underscore dev1 database has been created. So how can we do this now through the code? Right, well, we come on here under SQL and we can say create database WordPress dev underscore 1. Now you might assume, oh wait a minute, it's already been created, so we're going to get an error here, and you would assume perfectly correctly. And so if we just run this, you'll see here create database WordPress underscore dev 1 cannot create database blah blah blah, database already exists. So the question is how do I create that database in the event that it already exists already? So you don't want that error because you want the rest of your code. So create database if not exists, right? This is basically saying, hey, don't give me an error, right, if it exists already. So it's just like a nice friendly warning, and that is exactly what is going to happen. It's going to have a friendly warning to say cannot create database WordPress underscore dev1, database exists already. All right, so it's a friendly warning, but it still comes out as a successful one. All right, so you can do this as many times as you want, and it's going to come out with the same response. Okay, so now if we turn around and say create database if not exists dev2, as you see, we get a second database as well. All right, so let's now jump over to the terminal to do it this way, and just to say show databases again, and you can see now we have our WordPress underscore dev1 and 2 databases. So it's exactly the same code here that we have to write, or command should we say, if not exists, and we can say WordPress underscore dev1, and you can see here we get query OK, 1 row affected and 1 warning. All right, so if we just say here show warnings, you'll see here that the messages can't create database WordPress underscore dev1, database exists or exists. Okay, so like I said, this is just a warning. It's not going to stop the code from executing or the next line from executing. All right, now if we come over to Visual Studio Code and do this as well, you'll see we have our 2 databases here, and if we then say here create database if not exists WordPress dev underscore 1, and we do this once again, we see that we're all happy days, and we can say here show warnings, and we get the same error or the same warning once again. But we can do this as many times as we want, and nothing is going to happen to that database. It's just going to get ignored and skipped over. All right, so now that we've learned how to create the database, how do you undo this? So let's go back over to PHPMyAdmin. Let's give it a bit of a refresh. And if you want to now delete this, we don't say delete in MySQL or in SQL, you just say drop. All right, so we're just going to come to our server page and then to the databases, and all we're going to do on this one is we're going to drop our WordPress underscore dev2, and just say here drop, and you'll see you're about to destroy a complete database. Do you really want to execute drop database? So you're seeing how dangerous this one command is, right? Because PHPMyAdmin even gives you a big red button and a confirmation thing if you want to do it, because everything is going to be deleted. And now everything is deleted, and that means all tables, all rows, or everything else that's in that database is going to get destroyed and gone. So you have to be super, super sure that you're going to do it. And if you do it on a command line, right, and when we do this in a second, we say show databases, you'll see that there is no red button here now, and we say drop database WordPress dev _1. Boom, that database is gone. All right, so be super careful, because you are not getting any red buttons or anything like that on here, and it's not going to say confirm you want to do it. If you run that script on it, or you allow someone to run that script on your server, boom, it's all gone. So you have to understand how to back up your database, and have to understand how to restrict that one command, because it's super dangerous. Well, super dangerous if you don't want people doing that. Yeah. Anyway, so let's now, we are been to the terminal, and we come to Visual Studio Code, and let's just create the database once again. And it is literally on here, drop database, and we say WordPress dev _1. And we do this, and you see that the database is created, show warning, and the database is removed. All right. So what happens now if we say drop database WordPress _dev1? You can see now, can't drop database word dev1, database doesn't exist. Okay. So how do we stop this error? Because this is an error, it's not a warning. So, but here we can say drop database if exists, right? And come here, and this is then a green tick, let's just call it. So this one works perfectly fine. All right. Now I'm not 100% why. Oh, it does do the warning this time. All right. So yeah. Okay. Well, it just seems sometimes maybe it doesn't like it. So let's just, yeah. All right. But when I done it before, it didn't want to give me that message. But okay. Anyway, that's how you can see the warnings now. So now if we give it a refresh, you can see that there's no more databases. We give this a refresh as well, and there's no more databases either. So there we go. Just to summarize now, you've now seen how to create and drop, or destroy, let's call it, databases inside of PHPAdmin on a MySQL server. You've also seen how to do the exact same thing using the command line, and you understand how dangerous it is on the command line to do it if you didn't mean to do it. All right. And we also saw on Visual Studio Code how it can be done. So let's just create that database again and come on here, and you'll see that drop database, even Visual Studio Code says, hey, press enter to confirm input or escape to cancel, but enter database name to confirm drop. It's even forcing you to write the database name in here, because it knows how dangerous this is. Okay, so remember, always use this one tool, this drop tool, or especially drop database tool, be really careful about it. With that said, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've got something out of this one video. If you have, I'd be really be keen to hear about, you know, what you learned and how you learned it and so on. So please try and let me know in the comment section down below. Liking this video really does help other people to find my videos, find my content. So please don't like it for me, like it for the other people, because you know you found my videos somehow through other people sharing or other people liking. So it would just help everyone else out if you just did the same as well. If you don't worry about it. I just hope you learned something. With that said, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video, which is going to be on the screen for you right now. Ciao, ciao. Goodbye.